Welcome back. It's still VOP this morning on Voice of the People television. Before that break, we're about looking into the sermon of Sheikh Gunmi in response to Ahmed Gumi's remark regarding the actions of bandits in the nation. The administration of President Bola Tinubu of Nigeria claims to have invited the Islamic cleric residing in Kaduna. This was reviewed by Muhammad Idris, the Minister of Information and Orientation, during a Monday press conference at the State House in Abuja. Idris stated that Gumi was subject to the law and that the government had reasoned to call him in for interrogation. Report states that the cleric offered a dialogue with bandits who abducted about 287 school children and 137 as claimed by the Kaduna State government from Kruger Government Secondary and LEA Primary School in Chikun local government area of the state. All right, we still have with us in the studio Mr. Lawale Kundayo, who will be helping us to, look into this and help dissect the matter. Mr. Lawale Kundayo, what do you make of this call by the federal government calling Sheikh Gumi to come for patient? And do you think this call actually would have been done so many, let's say so many months or years ago, given the fact that even when the past administration was there, Sheikh Gumi was still there playing the role of an intermediary between bandits and the government?
I'll use the language that this governor used, the Oyo State governor used on state police. He said, waste of time. When you invite somebody for questioning, why are you inviting the person for questioning? Do you have something against the person or not? Those are the question now. If you invite him for questioning, you question the person. If you don't get anything, the person goes home. So why invite the person in the first place? The security operatives, you get what I'm saying, we are talking about. So if you have anything against anybody, we are not, the word questioning means a waste of time. It's a cover-up. I'm supposed to have seen something like he's going to be, he's been
arrested?
Yes.
Why would he be arrested? Is it a crime to negotiate between kidnapped victims or between the government and those terrorizing a nation? Is it a crime?
I'm not saying it's a crime. What I'm saying is...
So why would he be arrested?
No. What I'm saying is that I'm saying it on the part of the government. It's like they are making it a big news that they are doing something in the right direction. No. Why will you invite somebody for questioning? It's a waste of time. I'm coming. Wait, excuse me. I want to say something. Okay. He's invited. Why do you invite him for questioning? If you have evidence against him, you should arrest him. If you have no evidence against him, you should let him go. So why do you invite him for? What do you want to question him for?
Let's put this in perspective, all right? Now, we do understand that Sheikh Gumi has been speaking basically for...
since the past administration.
Yes, he's been
Buhari
speaking for the interests of bandits, letting government know that, look, using force is not the way to go. Using military arms, apparatus is not the way to go. Negotiation is the way to go. He seems to have their ears. Now, I watched an interview where he talked about going into the forest, negotiating with these bandits. And, he talked about how these bandits are aggrieved as a result of the fact that military aerial bombardments affected their wives and children. So now, out of anger, they are kidnapping, trying to create more unrest in the country. But my question here is, should Nigeria at this point be feeling sorry for these bandits, these individuals that have decided to live within the forest? Should Nigeria be feeling sorry for them that their family members were killed in an aerial bombardment, both aerial and land attack by the military? Or should we just, stamp them out completely, regardless of who is associated with them?
I should respond.
I believe so.
The thing is this. What is the meaning of bandit?
Okay.
When you call somebody a bandit, does this sound, is this something positive? you know, something that is against the Nigerian law. Is that not true? Am I right?
Go ahead.
So if it's something that is something criminal, you get, then a criminal has to face the law and be chastised for it. He has to be punished for it. So you now want to go and negotiate with
Are they
criminals.
being perceived as criminals or just those with a different ideology?
Okay, so if I get a gun,
I'm asking, are they being perceived as criminals or those with
I'm coming.
a different ideology?
If I take a gun and I shoot somebody because the person insulted me, maybe insulted my mother, and I take a gun and I shoot him, if I face the law, what do you think the law will say? Because I'm aggrieved. You insulted my mother and I didn't like it because I love my mother so much and I shot the person. So what will the law say?
You tell me.
I've committed murder now.
Okay.
So if I've committed murder and he asked me the reason, I said because he insulted my mother, but will the court let me go because the person insulted my mother and I had to shoot him? Of course, I've committed murder. Now this thing, let's come back to the bandits.
Okay.
Did they come on air to tell us that they are aggrieved for so and so reason? No, they committed crimes, and you are not telling them. You are not telling the Nigerian government that these people, they committed crime because they are aggrieved. Such a big crimes, even kill people because they are aggrieved. Therefore, go ahead and negotiate with them. The government should negotiate with every criminal. I don't know why we have people in the prison now.
You know,
they should have negotiated with everybody and let everybody go, because each person is agreed for doing an action. You can't just harm somebody for nothing. Somebody must have done. You must have a reason. You must be agreed before you can be violent. So then there should be no point.
I was actually getting to that. I wanted to ask you if there is any moral justification for people to perpetuate one evil or another. But anyway, you may also recall that last week Sheikh Gunmi told the federal government that they should not, or rather this present government should not go back to toe in the line of former President Buhari. That all he should do actually is to make sure that he did not use force on this particular people who you said now have a particular ideology on what they are championing and what they stand for. But now, my question to you now, Mr. Lawal, is this. Given the way insecurity and insurgency and bandits, farmer-settlers clashes have actually, bedeviled the country to the point it is now. Now, what do you think we need to do different? Because it's more like the military actually are not curbing this, even when they are doing their best to make sure they curb it. Now, do you think we need to toe the line of negotiation, to know if we can bring peace? Or what do you suggest we do?
Why didn't they go line of negotiation with the killings of the 12 soldiers, 16 soldiers in Okuoma? Is it Okuoma?
Yes,
Okuoma. Why did they go? Why did they not go and negotiate with the people?
You may also recall.
Why did they go there and begin to kill and burn the villages?
Bandits are they are staying in patches. They don't have a regular place where they stay.
So, let me tell you something. Anyone who commits a crime will normally want to escape. So in this Okuoma, in Delta State, the people who did it must have escaped. In fact, there was another story after that killed some police officers.
We're not looking at Delta State now. Let's not deviate.
I'm not deviation.
No, we're looking at banditry. We're looking.
I want to answer a question.
We're looking at the involvement of religious the cleric in all of this, and what government is doing and what government should do in this regard. Now, we also do know that banditry has been prescribed in Nigeria. It's a terrorist. It's every form of banditry is a terrorist act against the state, against the nation.
So you now want to negotiate with
should the government be negotiating or be discussing with those that associate themselves with bandits, terrorism, basically?
No.
Okay.
Because you are encouraging others. If you do that, you will encourage others. That's what has been happening. Because they've been negotiating with them, they've been giving them money. That's why the thing now become a business.
Is there a relationship between the banditry that we're seeing in certain parts of the country now and what happened in the Niger Delta some years back that led to amnesty being given? Is there a difference?
There's a difference.
Because the reason I ask is because Sheikh Gunmi, the cleric, has repeatedly drawn comparison between what's happening in the Niger Delta, the amnesty that was given, and to banditry. And he has asked that bandits be given amnesty as well. Should Nigeria even consider any form of amnesty to those that have perpetrated the level of evil that these bandits have perpetrated, sacking villages, killing people, most times unprovoked?
Now, the difference between the two is that the Niger Delta, their land, this is where they live. This is where their land is. They have lands there. They are ancestral lands. So when the oil companies came and the federal government was controlling the area, their source of income was destroyed. And then they complained. In fact, they went to international court to report Nigerian government and the oil companies that see what they did to our land. We can't do anything. You can't even get water. If you drill the ground for water, you see that the water is polluted. Their mainstay in that area, the economic mainstay is fishing. Sure. Fish have been destroyed. If you get what I'm saying, so the economy stay, their land, everything polluted, and they came up. They even went to international community. They went to London. They went to file a case against Nigerian government and the same people in that area. So they came out. So when the government did not do anything, you get it, they had to fight back. I'm not saying what they did was right, but I'm telling you the difference. But let the bandits go to international, file their own case in court and tell us why they are doing what they are doing. So that we will now know. Let them go to international court and file their case. So that we will now see what exactly is going on. Why you have to kidnap children, kill people, and you continue doing it. They are faceless. You get it? And they are not coming out. Now, that is the difference between the two. Now, let me answer your question.
Okay.
About what do you think Nigeria is doing that is wrong and what they're supposed to do that is right. Nigeria is not doing the right thing. Because when you keep pampering a child, you get it, that is committing a delinquency, that child will continue. That is what is happening. You are negotiating with them and you are giving them money, and they live around your area. They are kidnapping, they are causing problem. They live within the area and you keep going there to negotiate with them. Of course, it's a business to them and they will continue. That is the aspect. The second one is that Nigerian security operatives are being curbed by the same government from doing adequate job. We have SSS, we have DSS. SSS and DSS, they have already gone out of their way. They have taken over the job of police by prosecuting politicians and taking them to court and showing their face. It's not in their jurisdiction. It's not, they are doing something that's unconstitutional, unlawful. They don't have the right to prosecute. But you see them coming out, dragging with them, this prison officer, dragging Emefiele with them. It's not your duty to do that. When you detain somebody, when SSS detain, they detain those people secretly. They question them. When they get enough evidence, they present it to the appropriate authority that will now prosecute them. Why they go back into hiding to get more evidences? But you see them dragging with and showing their faces so that what I said, the police will go and sit down. No, they should be called to order. This shows that the SSS is not doing their job. That's why you see those bandits around. Those are those areas. So those ones. Then the third one is this. which is the ultimate solution to all this problem.
Okay.
Go into resource control. We know, you see, when you go into resource control, the government of that state itself will fight the bandit. Because it knows that the moment they are not producing anything in their state, you get it, they will not be able to fund their government.
Now, I like to take you,
So the problem of resource control is the main problem why you have those bandits, because those states like in Niger State where the kidnappings is going on, the government is just not doing anything. Why? Because they know that there's going to be free money coming from somewhere. So even when we are not doing anything, even when nothing is coming out from our state, free money will still come. So we still run government with free money from another place where they are seriously working and suffering. We'll collect part of their gain.
All right. Now, quickly, the federal government released some names a couple of days ago, tagged to be the people financing terrorism in Nigeria. One of that name is Tuko Mamo. Oh, yeah, that's his name, Tuko Mamo. He was alleged to be the former spokesperson of the man that has been called in presently by the government, and I'm talking about Sheikh Gunmi. Now, Sheikh Gunmi, from all antecedents, is the one that has been in the middle of the federal government and the bandits in negotiating. He's come out to say several things about these guys, of course, asking the government not to toe the line of the former president. Now, two questions. First, Sheikh Gunmi has been in consistent conversation with these people. The military, consistently as well, are still in the bush, trying to get these same people that Sheikh Gunmi consistently is talking to. First question, is there the possibility that the military lack intelligence units enough to handle and end this terrorism and bandits in this part of the country? That's the first question. Second question, Sheikh Gunmi being invited now, is this the right thing to do? Will it not spark up another level of unrest in this part of the country?
Can you remind me of that
first question?
Sorry.
Is the military lacking intelligence?
Thank you. See, the military is being restricted. Somebody must give military order to take action before they can take action. So if they are not taking action, even if they know what to do, they cannot do. You get it? That is the problem with the military. The military are being, restricted by the same government. You get? Military have enough firepower to take down these people. They have enough intelligence and whatever, but they are being restricted by the same government.
So what then? Before you answer this,
because everybody is in the bush. The bandits in the bush, the military in the bush. They are looking at one another. Now, the military can go after the bandit, but the authority, the commanding, let me use the commanding chain, is preventing them. Don't go. Don't do anything. Then the bandits will now go, kidnap people, bring them, you get it, and then they will send Gunmi to go and negotiate. Why the militaries are just there, redundant, looking.
Why will you say so? Because we could remember that in Borno State, when the Boko Haram insurgent group began, the military actually was sent to, go meet them, and they were of the opinion that they don't really have enough weapons to match with the sophisticated ones the insurgent groups were using.
See, there are two ways a military gets weapons.
All right.
It's either you buy it or you get it from your enemy. You get, if with enough intelligence, you can get weapons from your enemies. If you attack the enemy, you defeat them, you take their weapons. That is the two ways they get the weapon. They have enough. They have enough training to do that. But the Nigerian military is having problem because there's intelligence let me use the word moles in the military that is giving the bandits enough information to take down the military.
So are you trying to say that they are compromised now?
Yes, everybody. It was said since now, even the last administration, they were saying that the military have been compromised. There are most in the military. There are most in the government that give the bandits enough information to be able to, suppress the military.
Interestingly, the people at the very receiving end of this statement that you've just alleged now are the Nigerian people.
That's it now.
So what then should these people do? Because let's face it, they're also Nigerians like you and I, even whether or not they're in the north, the east, wherever they are.
See, the problem with the Nigerian people, before I go to that, should I answer your second question?
Oh, my second question, yes.
Say it again, please.
Of course, my second question is picking or inviting Sheikh Gumi at this point the right thing to do?
I don't know.
Would it not spark up another level of unrest?
I don't understand why the Nigerian government is doing things like this. The same problem, the same thing you are doing, you want to do to Gumi is the same thing you did to the Binance people. You invite them, you detain them, you now start investigation. Why do
we are not certain if he will be detained yet.
That's what I'm saying. That see, why do you want to question? That means you don't see. If you have enough information, the next thing we should be hearing is we have arrested Gumi, or we have declared Gumi wanted. We have enough information. You get it. The moment you now get him, you start your case against him. Not you now invite him. They invited him last. Do you know they invited him last?
I think the thing is when you are invited and you refuse to turn up, then you can be declared. You can be said to be yes. You're wanted, and then if they now get you, you can be arrested.
For what? If the police invite you, it's at your discretion. You may decide not to come. It's an invitation.
When it comes
yes,
to
you can ask a lawyer. I'm telling you, you can be when they invite. It's an invitation. You may choose not to come.
If there's a court order attached.
Yes, then you now come. Now, because when invitation means they want to investigate. So after the investigation, or they ask you one or two things, they don't see anything to hold you, they will release you to go back home.
To wrap up this conversation, what are your expectations from whatever conversation the military or the office of the National Security Advisor will be having with the cleric Sheikh Gumi?
I don't know. I don't know why.
What do you expect? What do you expect?
I don't know. But I don't. It's just I believe it's a waste of time.
You don't expect revelations to be made. You
No.
don't expect any answers to questions that have been on the minds of Nigerians.
It's not when you ask Gumi questions that you get information. You're supposed to get your information outside. When you have compiled your.
Yeah, but the thing is, Nigerians have been saying, how is it that the cleric Sheikh Gumi has access to?
That's it. Why is Nigerian people talking this? Why is it not SSS
the
saying
police
this?
Don't have access? But he has come out to say the military, the police, the security apparatus, the security architecture know where these guys are. He has come out to say they know where they are.
Why are you inviting him? You have already finished the story now.
You don't have any expectation whatsoever.
It's already. See, let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong if you have not disobeyed the law. If you are an intermediary between two warring parties, that's what we call it diplomacy. We call it whatever. So if Gumi is an intermediary between the Nigerian government and the bandits, there's nothing wrong about that.
Okay.
But if Gumi is an associate, you get it, or is working with the bandits to kidnap or do whatever they want to do, then is a criminal.
But he also did say that government releasing those names might be trying to give a dog, in quotes now. I'm not quoting him, but trying to give a dog a bad name so it can be hanged. Putting names of people that government wants to go after on a list and calling them terrorism financiers. Isn't that enough reason to want to question him? Is that something that he may know?
I don't think that is enough reason, because the government is I don't maybe drooling this whole thing.
Okay.
I'll use that word.
All right. We are absolutely out of time for this conversation. Well, let's go into the second one. CBN has approved $10,000 sale to bureau de change operators to be sold at 1,251 naira to $1. And these operators are not supposed to sell beyond, I think, 15%.
1.5%.
1.5%.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this when we come back.